My presentation is on the psychoanalysis of the Lion King. In this story, we have many characters to analyze. First of all, the archetypes portrayed are Mufasa as the father archetype. Being the king, he offers his wisdom throughout the story and shows Simba how to be a good king with lectures and by modeling. The mother figure archetype is portrayed by Simba's mother, Sabriti. She nurtures him when he is young and helps raise him into the king they need. The wise old man archetype is depicted by Rafiki, the monkey who guides Simba and directs him toward the right direction when he is wavering between challenging Scar for the throne or remaining in the jungle free of worries. Simba represents the child. Being born into a world where his future is to be king, he shows innocence and never-ending loyalty to his family, especially his father. Later on, Simba also represents the hero, as he frees all the lions from the rule of Scar and saves the kingdom. The villain is portrayed through Scar, who will do anything to gain the throne and takes part in tricks and schemes throughout the story. The maiden is assumed by Nala, Simba's childhood friend who has always been kind and graceful. She later encourages him to come back and becomes his mate in the end. Simba was born to be king. The story begins with Simba's birth, which attracted all the animals from the circle of life to come together and celebrate. Mufasa, king of the lions, and Sabriti stand proudly on top of Pride Rock, where Rafiki draws a symbol on their son's head and lifts him high in the sky for all of the Pride Lands to see. Right after this, Mufasa goes to visit his brother Scar, along with Zazu. Mufasa is upset that Scar did not come to the celebration of the birth of his son, to which Scar showed contempt and mentioned his desire to be king. Once Simba is a cub, one day Mufasa shows him the area he will rule and explains to him the balance of life and how to rule like a good king. Simba notices he excluded a dark section in the horizon, and his father tells him he is never to go there. Shortly thereafter, Simba's uncle tricks him into going to the forbidden area, where he goes with Zazu and his friend Nala. There they are attacked by 3 hyenas with the intention of killing them. Mufasa shows up and scares the hyenas away, and then gives a lecture to his son. The next day, Scar lures Simba into a ravine and tells him his father has a present for him and he just has to wait right there for it. The hyenas, under Scar's orders, then lead a herd of wildebeest towards Simba and then tells Mufasa to go save him. In the process, Mufasa dies at Scar's hands, and Simba, believing he killed his father, runs away from his kingdom. Simba is later found by Timon and Pumbaa, a meerkat and a warthog, and adopts their philosophy of no worries and grows up with them. After several years, one day Pumbaa is being hunted by a lioness, and Simba jumps in to save him. After the altercation, he realizes it is his old friend Nala. She rejoices at seeing him and begs him to come back to the kingdom, stating that Scar has let the hyenas in and that all of the lions are starving and without water. That night, Simba yells to the heavens, and Rafiki appears to guide him towards his destiny as king. Simba returns home the next day with Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa, and challenges Scar for the throne. Simba wins his throne back, and Scar ends up getting eaten by his own hungry hyenas due to his own greed. Simba regains his throne, and Nala stays by his side, and they end up having a baby together. In a comparison of Freud versus Jung, Freud would argue that Scar had an undeveloped superego and acted mainly upon his ID. He would tell us that Scar had fixations from each of the 3 stages, oral, anal, and phallic, which resulted in his behavior throughout The Lion King. He might also argue that Scar's sexual desires were not being met, leading to an underdeveloped superego. Jung, on the other hand, would argue that something throughout Scar's life would have caused his actions throughout The Lion King instead of merely his upbringing. Perhaps his desire of becoming king or being overshadowed by his brother Mufasa would have been the causes for his violence and aggression as well as obsession.